Hi everyone, welcome back to Adventure of a Lifetime, episode 4. So in episode 3, even though Emily looked like a troublemaker slash runaway at first, she does have a purpose, and her purpose is so grand that it impressed everyone, especially Grandma Machiko. It's like, well, that's part of like an adventure. The fact that you have to go and find the sunken ship, the ghost ship, to locate this really valuable treasure, that's kind of like a cool adventure. But then on the other hand, we see that Chisa, Shinami, and maybe Ryota is quite skeptical that Emily's going to find this. And I'm pretty sure Ryota's still thinking about finding the next opportunity to ship her back to Tokyo so that the dad can be happy. And I'm wondering if the parents of Emily do condone or they're okay with Emily going all the way out here to find the special jewelry. Or it's like, well, just forget about it. It's lost. Scratch your head out of it. Just move on and not worry about this anymore. So anyways, it's next morning and it looks like Hiroki is cleaning up the cafe. And I wonder why. So my welcome party the night before had gotten a little bit too wild and we forgot to clean up afterwards. Okay, that makes sense. So that should be enough. So are you happy now, Grandma? You get cranky a lot. And for some reason, the grandma reminds me of that teacher, Miharu, from A Sky Full of Stars. Given that she's all upset and cranky a lot, but she does have one thing that really makes herself really special and really encouraging for the main character. And for Miharu, it was astronomy. And I think for Machiko Grandma, it's exploration. Okay, so next morning we see that Emily is looking out to the deck. Oh, morning, Emily. Good morning. So as Emily walked out, her eyes darted about nervously as if she were checking for hidden enemies. So, do you sleep okay? I did. So what's up then? So what's up? So I think she's like, well, I'm sorry for causing you inconvenience. The fact that I'm using your place or I leech off your resource, and the fact that I lost all my money from that little incident over at the lighthouse. So Emily bowed deeply, apologizing and thanking me at the same time. Well, I think that's natural. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm the one who should apologize. And I wonder what his reason is, because I can't really think of it over here. Oh, so he misinterpreted her when he saw her at the lighthouse, and it looked like she was going to drown. But that was not the case. But at least I like the fact that you came to help me. So she insisted, her voice becoming nasally and her breathing labored. That's true. But I was happy that you come to help me and rescue me. Wait, did I? I was so panicked that I could barely remember. Yeah, that was true. He didn't even know where he was, and it wasn't until someone saved them. So of course I remember trying to save her, but in hindsight, jumping into the ocean at night like that was a terrible idea.
まり覚えてないの。暗闇の中で息もできなくて、なのに誰かのぬくもりを感じて、すごく安心できたの。
And it's quite surprising that on the other side, Emily remembers this very well.
改めて思い出すと、とても嬉しかった。から、
And I think it's becoming embarrassing for Emily. So Emily looked down and was able to find the right words to express her gratitude for what she had felt. As I watched her, I couldn't help but laugh.
何かおかしなこと言った？
I think it's just like well, the way that you look when you thank me for all that kind of looks cute. So she puts on a strong front, but deep down she was kind and sincere. Well, at least that's what I thought. I knew better than to say it, so I kept my mouth shut. So, what about the breakfast then? Okay, so, have a seat. So I got Emily seated and went to whip up a simple breakfast in the cafe kitchen. Okay, so, how do you want your eggs? Scrambled, same side up, over medium?
柔らかめが好き。
Okay, so the same side up. Okay, you got it. So our quick breakfast included bacon, eggs, toast, and coffee. That's pretty good though, especially with the bacon. Well, this was a cafe. We always had good coffee beans on hand, so we had a mean grilled fish set as well. And I whipped up a salad with vegetables left over from the party. Okay, so breakfast is served. Here you go.
美味しそう。手際がいいのね。
So I wonder what Emily had back at home. Yeah, it looks... I'm pretty handy in the kitchen. So I bragged just a bit as I sat down in front of my own plate. Okay, so let's eat then.
いただきます。
So they both fell silent as we enjoyed our meals. And Emily seemed to have her reason for coming to the island. Well, obviously, at this point. And I was really curious about the treasure on this ghost ship that she mentioned. But I wasn't going to push her if she didn't want to talk about it. I think that's good. It's like, and apparently, it's a little bit sensitive for Emily to explain, so if she doesn't want to say so, then we shouldn't force her to. And weren't you curious? That would just be downright nosy. Yeah, that's true as well. And as I searched for the topic of conversation, I could see Emily glancing over as if she wanted to ask something. So what do you want to ask? Yes?
あなたって、やっぱり、なんでもない。
So she stuffed the question back down along with some bacon and eggs. Well, she was eating too fast to actually taste anything. I think she's just hungry. Yeah, well, now I have to know.
なんでそんなにいい人なのかって思っただけよ。
I wonder if Emily knows what. So I wonder if Emily knows what Hiroki's gonna ask her now that everything has settled down. So something in return. Well, you're not wrong though. So I want to be in on that second treasure. So tell me all about it. So Emily looked troubled. So I wonder what's so special about that it's making Emily reluctant to share with Hiroki and maybe Chisa. I grinned. No, I just want you to let me know about this search. Or like have me help you.
一緒に探してくれるの?
So you're gonna help me achieve the goal by finding this treasure? Well, what can I say? I'm a sucker for adventure. It runs in our family, and you are headed out after breakfast, right?
どこへ?
So I think he's thinking, well, after breakfast, you're gonna go out into the sea, right? And go find this special treasure. So Emily stared blankly. You know, yeah, that thing. So, you wanna go find the ghost ship? And it looks like Chisa's here as well.
Ohayo.
Good morning, and I wonder if she's still jealous about what happened last night. The fact that Emily is closer to Hiroki than Chisa thought. The fact that they're calling nicknames with each other. So after breakfast, I took Emily to go meet Chisa.
そっちの人もおはよう。
Okay, so she's not on good terms with Emily. It's like, hello, blonde girl.
おはよう。
So Chisa stared at Emily as the latter fidgeted and avoided eye contact. Chisa doesn't seem to care much for her. I think she's jealous. And I was in the middle. Well, it's not a pleasant place to be. And I thought Chisa would be the best person to help us with this ghost ship hunt. Well, if you're jealous of someone, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be so open to helping that person.
いいの？
So it's okay.
計画性皆無な家出娘を野放しにしておけないでしょ。
It's like, well, anyways, I should help you because you're a runaway, you're causing trouble here, so it's best that we hurry up and get your task or your mission done so that you would be on your way back home to Tokyo. Well, that's what she told me as well. No.
幽霊船探しなんて面白そうなこと、よそ者だけでやらせてなるものですか。
Oh, it's like, well, and plus this is a very interesting and exciting adventure that I want to go to, and I don't want the other tourists to have it.
面白そうなんだ。
So, what do you say? So, are you going to have Chisa help you? Are you okay with letting her on our team?
まあ、どうしてもって言うなら仲間に入れてあげてもいいわ。
Oh, fine, fine, fine.
どうしてもなんて一言も言ってないんですけど。
Hey, it's like, well, don't make it sound like, I'm being forced to, accept Chisa. Hey, now. So, anyways, where should we go first?
情報集めでしょう。相手は海の底なんだから、闇雲には探せないわ。
So before we actually look in the ocean, we need some clues. We need to do some research for where this ship sank approximately. So Chisa started walking, and a doubtful Emily and I follow after her. So Chisa led us to a diving shop on the outskirts of the town. Okay. So Chisa asks the shop staff and local guides dropping by about the whereabouts of this ghost ship. So Emily watched from a distance as they talked over a map, her expression worried.
大丈夫なの？客でもないのにお店でこんなことして。
It's like, well, it kind of makes us look strange because like we're just here asking the shop assistant for something that's unrelated to the shop, and we're not buying anything, and that looks kind of bad. Oh, it's fine. Oh, so it's Chisa's family shop after all. So Emily took another look around the shop. So it was filled with diving suits and equipment. So the Gasawara Islands were famous for diving, and this was just one of the many similar shops on the islands.
なるほどなるほど。
Okay? So Chisa walked back over to us. So, how'd it go then? So, got any ideas?
やっぱり最後の目撃情報は3年前だね。その後大きな台風が来て行方不明になったみたい。
Well, I think that clue's gonna give much insight, because I'm sure everyone knows that it sank from a very powerful storm.
沈没した船が流されるの?
So, pretty much, it's like saying like, oh, Titanic sunk because it crashed into an iceberg. And even though everyone knows about that, where's the Titanic now? That's not that event, or that little fact isn't gonna give them any closer to where this ship might be.
嵐で流されることはたまにあるけど、大体は壊れてしまうわね。
And I think ocean currents, they can also sweep the sunken ship many miles within the 3 years.
海の中で腐食が進んでどんどん脆くなるから、船を押し流すほどの海流に襲われたらひとたまりもないってのが普通だと思う。
And even if they crumble, I'm pretty sure you can find fragments of the ship underneath the sea. Just like the Titanic, it was under the sea for nearly 70 years before technology got advanced enough that people were able to go underneath the ocean to find the remains.
まさか本当に幽霊船ってわけじゃないわよね。にやり。何よその顔。
So I wonder what they mean by ghosts. Like, is it like ghosts as in like there's lots of supernatural entities?
怖いの？怖くなんてないわ。幽霊なんて信じてないから。
So it's like yeah, it's ghost ship. It's haunted. There's lots of supernatural entities in there. So if you're daring to go there, don't be afraid.
ニヤニヤ。
She's just giving Emily a tease.
腹立つその顔。
Well, you know, Ogasawara does have a lot of ghost stories, seen as it was the site of several attacks during the war.
そうなの？でも全然怖くなんてないけど。
So Emily didn't seem to realize, but she was gripping at the hem mice shirt, clearly shaken. So even though it's like, I'm not afraid of ghosts, but on the inside, she kind of is.
安心なさい。嵐のたびにあちこちいなくなるから幽霊船って呼ばれてるだけよ。驚かせることはあっても悪さなんてしないから。
Okay. It's like, well, it's ghost because it disappeared from the radar a long time ago. But with that, Chisa grabbed my arm and pulled me away from Emily, forcing her hand to let go of my shirt. And there's the jealousy once again. Okay, so where was the last sighting? So what was the last scene? So Chisa opened the map.
この辺りだって。
So it has to be somewhere here then. That's pretty close if we had a boat.
おやおや、これは愉快な光景が繰り広げられておりますな。
And it looks like Chisa's sister, Chinami, is barging on the conversation. So Chinami was spying on us from between the wetsuits hanging at the back of the shop. Oh, hello. Good morning, Chinami.
おはよう、ヒロ兄。そして金髪のお姉様。
And like Chisa, she calls Emily a blonde girl.
おはよう。
So I wonder what Chinami is going to say about Emily.
何？
So, what's wrong?
いやいや、お構いなく。とてもお綺麗なお姉様だと思いまして。
Uh-oh. I think that's going to make Chisa more jealous.
我が桑姉もこれは強力なライバルが出現したなと。
It's like you have a rival And Shinami, or Chisa tries to shut Shinami up. It's like, don't mention it. So Chisa grabs Shinami by the scuff of her neck.
何をするクアネ。くだらないこと言ってんじゃないの。それから誰がクアネだ。
Okay, so like stay out of our conversation.
話せ。退屈な島暮らしでエンターテインメントに飢えてるんだ。
Well, it's quite boring here. I just want something more exciting, and the fact that we have a blonde girl here, that kind of stirs things up a bit. And Chisa led the struggling Shinami to the back of the shop. It's like, get out of here.
青い瞳の綺麗なお姉さん、チナはあなたの味方ですから。ありがとう。何なのあの子。
I think she's okay. Well, she's definitely different, but she's shy like you, so maybe she felt some kind of kinship. It's like, well, she's kind of like me, she's similar, so...
私、別に変な子じゃないわ。人見知りだけど。
Well, Emily is different, given that she's blonde. Well, I didn't mean any disrespect. Anyways, she's a good girl, so don't mind her. She's alright.
わかった。ヒロ君が言うなら。
Well, if what Hiroki says... And we still have a jealous Chisa looking down at us. So Chisa came back and stared at Emily and me.
ちょっと失礼。
So what is she doing now? So Chisa bumped Emily out of the way and stood next to me.
さあ、行きましょうか。
Well, let's go together then.
修羅場の予感。
It's like the rivalry. That's very exciting for Chinami. Okay, so they're on the beach. So Chisa and I took Emily to the Omura beach. And amongst all the visitors to the beach, we were the only ones not in swimsuits standing on the edge of the water.
もしかしてここから泳いでいくの？
So this is our point of origin. Emily had gone stiff. Well, I doubt it.
あ、来た来た。おーい。
So where are they gonna start? So Chisa starts signaling toward the water. Okay, so they need a boat, and I wonder who's gonna pick them up. So a small boat-like object could be seen coming in from the open sea. And it's Ryota. So Ryota was paddling towards us. So Chisa and I waded out to meet him and pulled the boat up to the sand. Okay, so this is your boat, huh, Ryo?
Oh yeah.
Yep. And it looks kind of small. I wonder if it's enough to fit 4 people.
何これ？変な形。カヌーみたい。
And it doesn't really look like a boat because it's so narrow like a canoe, and it has 2 flotation devices on the side.
みたいじゃなくてカヌーよ。
Oh, so it is a canoe. So Chisa added frankly. But it was much larger than your average canoe. So on the beach sat a canoe with long arms stretched out on either side of the hull like the legs of a water bug.
アウトリガーカヌーって言うんだ。しかも特注品のな。
Well, the outer flotation units, they help stabilize the canoe, and it works much better when you have to go over rough waves or places with, I'll say, like lots of currents.
アウトリガー？
And you're just like, see, I modified myself. How does it look? Well, that's what the arms to the either side are called. They keep the canoe stable and less likely to capsize. There you go.
船外機もついてるんだぜ。
And there's a motor.
本当だ、モーターボートなんだ。
Yeah, it's like one of those add-on motors that you put at the tail of your boat. Well, canoes were almost always paddled by hand, but this one had an engine. I assume that's what Ryota meant by customized. Well, I'm pretty sure anybody can add a motor onto their boat, because that thing's like portable. Well, Ryo, what do you even do with this thing anyways? So what was the purpose of having this really cool custom modified canoe?
釣りするために買ったんだが、手漕ぎで沖まで出るのは大変だからな。船外機を取り付けたんだ。
Well, then again, if you add all those things, it doesn't really make it look like a fishing boat. And I wonder where he can put all those caught fish, because a canoe looks small.
でも家の仕事を手伝うようになって忙しくてな。釣りする時間もあんまりねえんだわ。
It was fun until I had work to do. So Ryota had been helping out at the family business ever since he graduated from high school.
なんで好きに使ってくれ。チサ、お前操縦できるよな。
I think anyone knows how to use it. Just power the motor or such.
うん。こないだ2級免許取らされた。
Oh, so you need a boating license. And I think Chisa has enough qualifications to pilot this boat. So Chisa's house was, as we've seen before, a diving shop. Though not only rented out equipment, but also offers scuba diving courses and dive trips. Oh, so it's like the license means that Chisa's certified to do diving. And to let guests out to the diving spots, they needed to run motorboats. And Chisa was only 16, but she had gotten a small boat license to help with the family business.
さあ、乗って乗って。
Okay, so all aboard, everyone.
大丈夫なの？
Well, it looks kind of safe from the pictures here, but maybe there's something wrong. Well, anyways, Hiroki thanks Ryota.
おう、気をつけてな。お宝見つけたら俺にも分け前頼むぜ。
Hey, if you find treasures, you owe me a tip for lending you this machine. So all three of us climb onto the canoe and headed out towards the sea. So Ryota's not coming. So, an outrigger canoe rides closer to the water than most boats, so it's like gliding across the surface of the water. So you can feel all those waves and all those ups and downs. Well, because there was so little resistance with the surface, it had the smoothest ride. It felt amazing. Well, I wonder how you compare to a large boat that can carry thousands of passengers, like an ocean liner. Well, even so.
大丈夫なの？このカヌー？
And it's kind of making Emily a little scared. The fact that I'm so close to the water, and we do know that Emily doesn't like the sea. So Emily was crouched low in the canoe, holding onto the edge of the hull for dear life.
大丈夫だって言ってるでしょうが。
But if Emily wants to find that treasure, she has to be willing to brave through this. Uh-oh, starting to scream. So the boat swayed as it rode over a small wave, and Emily let out a scream as she almost fell overboard. Here we go. I said as I quickly offered her a hand.
ありがとう。
Okay, so we can see from the picture that Chisa still looks jealous here. And when Hiroki held on to Emily as Emily was going unstable, yeah, that would make Chisa jealous. I was surprised by her anxiety. It was her first time on the boat this small after all. And Emily squeezed my hand tightly and didn't seem likely to let go. And the action seemed to be completely subconscious, so I just let her be. Oh, so now also more jealousy for Chisa. And you seem so strong and sure of yourself back on land. Well, second, well, it looks easy from the pictures, but when you actually experience it, it's another story. So Emily started sulking as I teased her. There you go. So speaking of that, why do you hate the sea so much? Sharks. Sounds like Treasure Trove Cup for Banjo-Kazooie. I remember that first time when I saw the genie underneath the start pad. If you go underneath into the water, the snacker shark comes after you. I wonder if that movie that Emily watched was Jaws, because that was a very famous movie where. So maybe it's the Jaws movie that she's talking about. Well, I wonder if that happens in any of the Jaws movies, when sharks get sucked up in a tornado. Wait, that one? Well, I don't know if tornadoes actually appear overseas. I think if they appear over land only. And, well, I think there is something called a water spout, but I don't really know much about that. Well, that one isn't quite what you call famous, though. But if it is too unrealistic, people will sense that, and it's gonna make the movie less intimidating than it actually shows. Oh, so it's like, yeah, so this movie is not that famous one. So those days, zombie or sharks were second only to zombies in that B movie hierarchy. And these days, sharks are turning to robots, or zombies were going to space. But again, if you're a director, you can try to spin some ideas and make it exciting and more realistic for the audience. Well, I get that sharks are scary, but how could that movie make you scared the whole scene? And I wonder how you can smell in a movie, because I'm pretty sure no theater has scent machines. And I think it's getting so ridiculous that the only thing that Chisa and Hiroki can do is look at each other. So what sea is this? Well, anyways, where are we? So we should be. So Chisa looked at our location on the map, and maybe a compass will help them as well. Well, we still got a bit of ways to go. So looking around, I realized we were pretty far from land. And when Emily noticed, she almost burst into tears. Well, I'm pretty sure it is certified to an extent. And that's where distress signals come in. Well, I don't know if that's true or not, because I don't think anybody has crossed the Pacific Ocean on like one small boat. Oh, so there is evidence of this happening. Japan to Hawaii. But I'm pretty sure they used much larger boats, or they traveled in groups, so it keeps them safe. It's not hard to believe, but it was true. People had crossed the ocean in canoes, and naturally, this was before engines. But I'm pretty sure, still, like I said, they travel in groups so that they can make sure everyone's safe, and because everyone's together, it kind of makes the trip a bit more, or less intimidating.
じゃなくて、あなたのご先祖様って。
It's like, well, we know about that history, but what about your ancestors? Like you said that your ancestors did the same thing as well.
ああ、そっち。何代か前のご先祖様にハワイから来た移民がいたんだって。
So things like, well, my ancestors were one of those Polynesians.
その人たちが日本人と結婚して子供を産んでまた誰かと結婚して
And after all those
それを繰り
generations,
返して私がここにいるわけ。
and after all those generations, this is where I am. So I have some of that Polynesian descent. So originally the Ogasawara Islands were uninhabited, but people from all over just ended up here and started living together. And I kind of wonder about the native habitats, or like the native animals that live on this island. Well, there are even people with Western ancestry just like you.
そうなんだ。
Well, you're mixed heritage, right?
パパが日本人でママがアメリカ人よ。ママのご先祖様は北欧から渡ってきたって言ってた。
Okay. So I guess you and Chisa both come from people that cross the sea. So many years ago, before computers helped with navigation, people risked their lives during sea voyages. Quite the adventure. And two descendants of those adventures were here now. But these two were nothing compared to my grandpa, especially when it came to crossing the seas. But I'm pretty sure the grandpa was like more like, I just want to go on an adventure, I just want to travel to places. Whereas for Emily and Chisa, it's like, well, we migrated from one place to one place, and we eventually settled at a new location.
アウトリガーカヌーは漁にも使われてたから物はたくさん積めるし簡単には転覆しない。安定感抜群よ。
But I think more space is better.
だからその手をいい加減離しなさい。
So she's just using this as an excuse to get Emily to stop holding on to Hiroki out of jealousy. It's like, okay, so this ship is safe, this canoe is safe, it can do this, so you don't have to worry and just let go of Hiroki. Okay, fine. So, well, Chisa pointed it out. Emily turned bright red and let go of my hand. Well, if you get scared again, a cute girl like you, it's always free to take my hand. So, I'll always be at your side if you need me again. And with that, Chisa gives Hiroki a whack. Ouch!
調子に乗るな。
So Chisa attacked me with the paddle. And even if she wasn't being serious, I'd appreciate if she didn't use a weapon. Well, I'm pretty sure at this point Chisa wants to knock some sense into Hiroki, saying, hey, don't get all over with this Emily just because she's blonde.
たくもしかしてあんたら家でもそんな調子なんじゃないでしょうね。
So you're probably all together back home in Tokyo, right?
どうなのよそこんとこ。
Really? No, not at all. And it's gonna be hard for Hiroki to explain to Chisa about how they met.
どうして？
So Emily suddenly looked embarrassed. Well, for one, Emily sleeps on the second floor. Oh, so they do live together.
うん。
Oh, so they're talking about when Emily's living with Hiroki at the Machiko cafe. She's like, well, she gave the only open bedroom to Emily, and I have to sleep on the hard, uncomfortable floor in the cafe. I'm sorry, I inconvenienced you. Well, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. Besides, staying at the shop is kind of what I wanted anyways. Okay then. Wait, what was that supposed to mean? Okay, that makes sense. So like the sea is now with very few waves. Okay. Emily seemed to relax as we talked, and Chisa continued guiding the canoe toward our destination. So it should be around here somewhere. So she stopped the motor and then bent over to thrust her face into the water to have a look around it. It's not here. Wait, are you sure it's in the spot then? Okay, so they're using the big boulder as a frame of reference. So she pointed down into the water. But it was so deep I couldn't see anything else. So this was probably the place where it supposedly sunk. So there are a lot of strange rock formations on the seabed, and it was a popular spot for divers. While the ship was last seen here 3 years ago, right before a typhoon hit, there was no reason to believe it would still be here. But then Chisa started undressing. So maybe I should use the old-fashioned trick to go and find this second ship. So Chisa gave her clothes to Emily, and she was wearing a swimsuit underneath, like always. I'm just gonna go and take a look at it for a moment. And with that, Chisa jumped into the water. And I think the water got onto Emily. Well, I'm pretty sure Hiroki's like, well, she just is okay because she can swim very well. Yeah, she's in her element. And before long, we lost sight of Chisa as she disappeared into the darker depths of the sea. And we sat in the canoe, the silence overwhelming now that the engine has stopped. And Emily's still worried. Well, I don't have a boat license, and I have no idea how to start this thing. Okay, that just makes Emily panic more. So Emily was on the verge of tears as she started to shake her head. Hey, I'm just messing with you. We've got paddles, so if we work together, we could get back to land. But I think they should be more trustworthy of Chisa. Well, anyways, there's no way Chisa would drown in a water that's calm. And just as I said this, Chisa's hand popped out of the water. So I wonder what happened. So how'd it go? So she just shook her head. No evidence. I see. Okay, but I do have some good news for this lady, though. So what is it? Okay, so I'm going to leave the surprise for the next episode. I noticed that my time has reached a good place. It's reached enough. And this is plenty for episode 4. So we can see all the jealousy about Chisa with Emily. The fact that well, I thought it was gonna be like an adventure where me and Hiroki come together. We play together again. But apparently now that Emily has stepped into the equation, everything has just messed up. And now it's like we have to, instead of playing together, we have to go and help Emily find this special treasure. And during the whole time, Emily has been holding on to Hiroki, seeing him as like the I was like looking at him as this fatherly figure, this beacon of hope, and it's making Chisa jealous. And Chisa thinks like maybe it's because she's blonde and she looks beautiful, and that's why you want her over me. But hopefully the tension between Emily and Chisa gets better as time goes on, and Chisa stops becoming all jealous, thinking that he's going to go with Emily instead of Chisa. But then again, Chisa has a route of her own in this visual novel. But we'll see how all goes next time.